Good afternoon. This is going to be the Aries reading. I would like to say that I am doing different kinds of videos now. I am doing the all signs still, but sometimes I'm being guided to use runes. Sometimes I'm guided to use cards. In fact, with my zodiac readings, there could be some weeks that I use runes or cards or a combination of both, just depending on really what I'm guided to do. So I did want to say that first and foremost. Second of all, if you are on a twin flame journey, be sure and check out my twin flame videos that I have been making recently, because I have had significant progress and enlightening and significant shifts in my ascension journey that I'm on. So do check those out. So I am really anxious to hit these cards today. I am trying to ground my energy into the physical. So every time that I do have one of these shifts, after one of these cosmic cycles, so to speak, I tend to be real high vibrational for a while. And with that being said, sometimes it's hard for me to ground that energy or to put it into words where like other people can understand what I'm saying. So I apologize. I'm going to try to do the best that I can. I am very high vibrational today. Yesterday and today have been like the most I've been having trouble really eating enough food, keeping enough calories to really keep up with the energies. Because that's what happens when you start ascending into like the higher dimensions, is your physical body has to keep up with you. And so it does involve, eating more food. Like I said, taking in more calories. I've been eating more plant-based protein, trying to keep up with that. I've noticed that I can't tolerate caffeine like I was before. So this seems to be something that is different. So if you are, which you would have to be if you're watching these videos, you're working on your own ascension as well. These are some tips for you. Is, like I said, more protein, less caffeine. I've noticed with caffeine, it makes it a lot harder to focus, to meditate as well. So if you are one who has been trying to meditate, maybe your thoughts get away from you or whatever, your mind tends to ramble, try doing an herbal tea instead, because the caffeine will give you that focus, that ADHD. So definitely do check that. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. We have the Nine of Coins, and this basically is the Pentacles energy. This is that earth energy. And this was what I was talking about, if you were on this ascension path like I am, you have to ground these energies into your physical reality. Otherwise, it's kind of like in theory, but not in practice. Does that make sense to you? Like, you can have all the theories in the world, but unless you put them into practice, it's useless. It's almost like, you're got your head in the clouds and, you're living in this dream, but you've got to really ground these energies into the physical and apply any type of spiritual principles or laws or truths that you have learned. Really apply them in your day-to-day life. The other energy I'm getting is with this bird, with this red cardinal. Birds are messengers. Birds are very special as far as, you can see numbers, you can see signs, you can see syncs. But birds have a very specific message. I know whenever I see a red cardinal, I always think about, like, I have a certain spirit guide. His name's Dr. George. I talk about him all the time, and he and I have had many lifetimes together where he's always been like a father type to me. And when I had asked him to show himself to me in physical form, he always shows up as a bird. And sometimes he's a red cardinal outside my window. So the message that's coming through for somebody is, if you are seeing birds, or a certain bird, or a cardinal, or it could be a dove, and understand pigeons are doves too. It took me a while to figure that out. The pigeons are doves. They're in the same family. They're interchangeable. It just depends on if you're from the city or from the country as to what you call it. In the city, you tend to call it a pigeon. In the country, you tend to call it a dove. These could be a loved one coming to see you. This could be some type of answer that you're looking for. Maybe you've asked for an answer to a question. But definitely watch the birds. These are signs that are coming to you to let you know, a lot of times to let you know that you're on the right path. And to alert you of something, maybe something that you need to pay attention to. But definitely could be an ancestor that's passed on. So if you are seeing red birds, this is a confirmation for you that this is from the spirit world. We have dawn, new beginnings to clarify that 9 of coins. And so that is a 9, and it is really close to like being a 10 and being a completion of a cycle. And so it would make sense that you would have this dawn, this new beginnings card. And basically what I'm getting with this is that possibly whatever cycles you've been stuck in, and this has to do with the physical realm, this has to do with actually what is happening in your physical world. This is a cycle that's ending, and once again, that could be the message from the bird too. This could be possibly a relationship ending, and I'm sensing that this is something that maybe has not been nourishing to your soul, and you've known for a while it was over, or possibly something's missing, it's not quite right, there's a certain depth to the relationship that's missing. And so you might be feeling at this time empty, stagnant, bored. And I have said before in past Aries videos that this could possibly be the fact that you've been stuck in cycles for so long. And I know that you have been working on really clearing these patterns and really being conscious of them. So this could be those patterns ending, and like I said, you having a brand new beginning. And we have the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is all about love. This is all about love. But the energy that I'm getting with this card is that you've almost been too focused on your partner. Too focused on what they're thinking, feeling, doing. And this has kind of got you stuck right now. Because understand, whenever you look to someone else to fill your void, in any way, shape, or form, that's a repelling energy. So you need to always check your energetic intentions. So ask yourself, why is it that you're trying to be with this person? Why do you want to be with this person? And if it has anything to do with how they make me feel, they complete me, they make me happy, any of those type of things, that is coming from a place of fear-based codependent energy. That is not being really truly loving. Because being really truly loving and understanding and recognizing the soul in another person, you understand that as a soul you came here to have human experiences. These are things you want to experience. You want that for your partner too. And so you don't want to restrict them, because restrictions are conditions, and guess what? Love is not conditional at all. There's no such thing as unconditional and conditional love. There's love, and then there's everything else that is fear-based, that is of the fear-based physical world. To clarify that card, we have reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust, have faith that all will work out for the best. So you might even be in a situation where you and the partner that you're in have decided to take some time off. Well, understand this is perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to get to the point where you're all right giving space to people, and that you're not worried about what they're doing or who they're doing it with, for the simple fact that a lot of times it's good for them to go out and have other experiences, because this makes them miss you. But let that not be your focus. Let your sense of loss or your fear of loss not be your focus. Focus on it to the extent that you're able to clear it. You're able to really track down the source of your fear of loss, where it came from. But don't focus on it. Don't make this time apart. If you are apart, or if you're thinking about being apart, don't worry about what they're doing. Have some great adventures so that when you do come back around and you get back together, you have amazing things to talk about. You can say, you know what, I went, and I talked about this in my All Signs video earlier this morning. You could say, I went mountain climbing, or I learned a new language, or I started a business. Have some amazing things to talk about. King of Staffs. So we have two King cards, and this is the King of Cups, and this is the King of Wands. Basically, the Wands energy is all about magic. It's all about manifestation. This is action. This is focusing your intentions on what you want. And understand, you have to come from a pure place. You have to make sure your intentions are good. If you have any type of intention whatsoever of, you know, that look at me energy, or I'm trying to get back at this person, or I want them to eat their heart out, or you know what, I hope they get hit by a bus and say left me. You know what I mean? Any of that. That is not love. And we are here to learn what love is and what love isn't. And you have to be able to love somebody enough to let them go sometimes. And so that is the energy that I'm getting with this card, is that love, you know, love with pure intentions. And use this time to focus on you to create other things in your life, because when you're so focused on something or someone that you don't have, or something that's missing, you're going to continue to be in a place of lack because you're focused on lack. So you want to be focused on the abundance, and the abundance is you and your magic and your co-creative abilities with the universe, and being able to set an intention as pure and send out the same energetic signal to go along with it, because you can stand out here under the moonlight all month long saying that you want this, that, or whatever else, but unless you're in energetic alignment with it, it's not going to come to you. So check your energy. When I lean toward love, I am led. This is what I was saying about being in a place of pure intentions and making sure, because what's coming up here is possibly even you're in the energy of wanting to make somebody else feel that fear of loss, you know, possibly make somebody jealous, or even feeling a little spiteful, a little angry, a little bitter. Understand, when you feel these type of feelings, it's all right to honor them and be like, okay, you know, this is how I'm feeling. But don't assign blame to somebody else. Own your feelings. Don't blame anybody else for how you feel, because nobody can make us feel any type of way, because when they do, we give our power away to them. So do definitely clear your energy. New day, new timeline. Because every time you clear something, every time you transmute your fears, your lower energies back into love, you send them back out into the universe, you are transmuting. And this is a shift, and that's what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. When you do that, you have a brand new beginning, because you are on a brand new timeline. I've talked about it before. Time doesn't exist. There's only energy. So everything that your soul has ever been, and everything that your soul is now, and everything your soul will be in the future, is all happening at the same time. These are timelines that you have to align to. And you do it naturally, whether or not you're trying to or not. That's that law of attraction. And it's working whether or not you're focused on it or not. But, you know, really the goal in this game called life, because the journey is the destination, is to get to the highest vibrational timelines that you can. So basically, every single time you shift out of old energy, and this can be, like I said, forgiving, releasing, whatever else, you're in a brand new timeline, brand new beginning, and you can do whatever you want to do with that timeline. So do release the past, because you know what? It no longer exists, because you're on a whole new timeline now, brand new start. Okay, we have the Six of Coins. And this is a giving energy. This is all about being charitable. But the energy that I'm getting with this is overgiving. Quite possibly you overgive, and overgiving is a manipulative energy in itself. There's a certain manipulative quality to it, because when you overgive with the intention to receive something in return. And a lot of times we do that so that we can make ourselves valuable, so that we won't have to experience or face that fear of loss. So you have to ask yourself, if you do something for somebody, check your intention. That's why I said, energy and intention is everything. Because if you are doing something for somebody with the intention of getting something in return from them, that's all wrong. And you aren't going to attract what you're trying to attract, because it's a codependent energy. It's fear-based. And so you can only receive more fear-based energy back. A lot of times we give and we give and we give, and then we feel some kind of way when we feel like we're not appreciated. We feel like we're taken for granted. Well, most human beings, if you have somebody who's going to constantly do shit for them, they're not going to do for themselves, and after a while they're going to take it for granted. And your expectation is that you expect them to act a certain way, because that's what you're after. It's that expectation. And so do clear your expectations, because expectations are conditions that we place on other people. Okay, Charles and Ray Eames. Design your days, don't plan them. Aspire to profound practicality. Be unbending in your flexibility. So there's a certain control quality to this. This is that mini control freak. That trying to manipulate the outcome. A lot of times we feel like if we do X, then we will have Y. And so you're planning, you're manipulating, you're strategizing, how you can get the reaction or the expectations met. So it's no wonder this card here is clarifying the Six of Coins, because that is the energy that I get from it, is that you are planning, and that, like I said, you've been manipulating and strategizing, trying to get a certain outcome. But you don't even have to do that. Basically, set your intention and start telling yourself a different story. So if you're telling yourself that, I have this person, and for whatever reason, they never appreciate me, or they're taking me for granted, I'm not getting what I need from them, either A, walk away from the situation. B, like I said, start focusing on yourself. Those things that you're trying to get from that person, first of all, start giving them to yourself. Make yourself the focus. Instead of focusing on someone else, like I'm going to do X so that I can get Y from them. Bypass all of that and just give it to yourself to begin with. Make yourself your own priority. And do set boundaries with others, because it's obviously a lack of boundaries that started this whole cycle to begin with. And this could be that cycle that's about to end too, because you do have the new beginning card. So release your inner control freak and understand that, like I said, but I've said this many times, whatever's for you, you cannot lose, for it'll be restored or replaced with something better. And you don't have to do anything to earn anything from anybody. So start giving that to yourself. Fill your own void. Fill your own cup. We have the 10 of Coins. Look, I was talking about that 9 of Coins being an ending. You're approaching an ending so that you can have a new beginning. Yeah, so you are in that energy now. You are, once you clear this energy here out, and this is going to involve facing why that you've been doing certain things and why you have been in this, like basically a controlling energy. As long as, a lot of times we don't realize we're even doing things. These are happening on a subconscious level. So the message that's coming through from Spirit is that once you release this energy, and you really face it and really understand it, and this is in your shadow side. This is something that you have to bring into the light. Sage your home. take salt baths, and this is how you clear your energy and make room for new energy and new beginnings, new timelines. To clarify that 10 of coins, we have justice. So this is all about balancing. And so I am feeling like some of you guys might even be dealing with a karmic soulmate. And karmic soulmates a lot of times come in to teach us it's for balancing. You know, like let's say, for example, you know, you have done something to somebody earlier in life or whatever. This person here is coming in to kind of balance that out. A lot of times they will give you like a lesson that looks like something that you've been through with somebody else before. Like possibly now you're on the other end of it. And so it's balancing out. So I'm getting that with some people. With another group of people with this balancing, what I'm getting is that balancing that whole overgiving thing to where it's more give and take. It's more balanced. Do be able to receive as well as give. But you have to realize that you are worthy to receive and that you don't always have to do everything. Start delegating to other people. That is the message that I'm getting with this card as well. We have the Hangman, and so I do feel like you've been stuck for a while. Just kind of, the message that's coming through is just kind of treading water. You know, you're not even swimming. You're just treading water and you're just keeping the status quo. And this comes from a change, a fear of change. A lot of times we get real comfortable with the situation. And we're like, ugh. You know, especially with a relationship, especially if you're living together, you're like, God, this involves moving and changing addresses and getting a moving truck. Or if you're married, you're like, God, this involves a divorce. You know, we're going to fight over the kids. We're going to fight over resources. My credit's going to go to hell. I know when I got my divorce a couple years ago, I had finally got my credit up over 600, which for me was good because I've always had a retail addiction. And then when I went through the divorce, it's just fucking ruined again. I'm going to have to file bankruptcy again. You know, so a lot of times, you know, we're scared of change and the repercussions of whatever is happening. But I am getting that very strongly you need to face your shadow side. And it's these aspects here, and it's a certain, like I said, manipulative, controlling quality. And I'm sorry if that triggers some people, but you know, it just is something that you need to look at. I'm not judging you because I've had my own shit. I'm just saying. All right, we have Bridget. Caution is warranted. Look deeper into the situation before proceeding further. So this is what I said before. I do feel like this could possibly, for some of you, be a karmic soulmate here to balance things out, to teach you a lesson from like the other standpoint. And also teaching you to always be in your truth and always realize that, learn how to identify what truly resonates with you on a soul level. I know I say that so many times. And you guys probably get tired of hearing that, but really try to resonate with that. Really meditate on that. If you meditate on anything this week, meditate on that. What really truly resonates with me on a soul level? Because once you do that, then you will be aligned to situations that are for you and not just from your ego standpoint. Cat. The cat indicates flattery. Like usually I don't look at this little thing here. We got the cat and we got the sun. Now I know that the sun is a very positive card. If you get this card, it's also a masculine energy. I feel like this belongs over here with that new beginnings. And the masculine energy is all about doing. We do have the King of Cups and the King of Staffs. the masculine energy tends to be more logical, to use more caution. But it is about doing. And so we have a lot of masculine energy in this spread. So I do feel like, with that being said, this has more to do with doing what you're guided to do. Really checking in with your spiritual guidance to see what it is that you're being guided to do. And this could be in the form of birds. Birds are wonderful, amazing messengers. So I feel like you are getting messages right now, and this cat has something to do with it. I feel like somebody's got a cat that maybe, the cat would be an issue if you split up with somebody too. Because sometimes I know when me and my husband split up, the dogs were an issue. Let me pull a clarifier. I don't always do that, but hold on just a minute. Bear with me. Because that cat kind of has me stuck. I know I'm close to the end of the reading, but I'm not getting past this cat. Hold on. I'm eventually going to use my laptop for readings. Alright, so to clarify the cat, we have chalice, fulfillment. The cat could be somebody's spirit animal. That's still not helpful. Let me read the postcard oracle card and see if something comes to me. Dearest wonderful you, to help you manifest a life for the highest good, we invite you to examine your deepest desires. Imagine all of your desires, no matter what kind, like magic seed pods in a basket, glowing with infinite potential. Look closely at each one. Are you afraid that some might bring too much attention and bring negative responses from others? Is change too daunting? I swear, I can't make this stuff up. Oh my God. Is change too daunting? Are you afraid to stretch and grow? Wow. I know what the card is. Let yourself be led forward and let the seeds of positive intention take to the wind. Your desires count and you are worthy of them. You are essential for co-creating your world. Did you consider that when a desire comes from deep within you, it might be spirit moving you to create something beautiful to share with others? Some desires are infused with miraculous powers to move the heart and influence the world in ways you can't possibly know. We know you and love you deeply and are so happy to support you. Okay, when it said stretch and grow, the only thing I can think of really is like, what does a cat do? Think about how a cat stretches out. Are you afraid to stretch and grow? Let yourself be led forward and the seeds of positive intention take to the wind. So that would be this fulfillment and filling your own cup. And you know what? This cat could have something to do with signs too. This might mean something for someone. Remember I said follow your signs and whatever spiritual guidance it is that you're supposed to do. But you definitely have some changes coming in. And I do feel like this fulfillment does mean to fill your own cup. And somehow this cat has something to do with that. Really stretching out and stretching and growing. I'm really stuck on that one, but that doesn't usually happen. Like I said, the cat could be somebody's spirit animal. This could, have a personal significance to someone. If anyone has a personal significance to a cat, please let me know. I was trying to see if the numbers mean anything. We have 8 over here. We have 36 over here. I really think it's the energy of a cat. It's got something to do with the traits of a cat. I know my first husband used to say all the time that I was just like a cat. I'd always land on my feet. No matter what happened, I would always land on my feet. This could have something to do with 9 lives for somebody. You could be tapping into, past lives. I feel like this card just has many meanings. I feel like this number 8 could be significant to somebody. So if you're watching this, if this card means anything to you, I would love to hear about it in the comments section. Well, if anyone would like a personal reading, or if you would like to make an energy donation, I will include the information in the description of the video. Thank you for watching.